Good boys. Well, hello friends and family, and welcome to Jim's In Town Gardening and also Bella's Legacy Rabbitry. So I'm in the rabbit barn this morning with a sweet doe. This is Shiloh. Now Shiloh has a story, and it's a story that I don't really want to share, but you know, I'm going to be honest with things that I do and things that can happen even on your homestead, your rabbitry. Right now what I'm doing is I'm cleaning her up. She's in a cage between two boys, and they have marked her up terribly. I came out this morning and she really got sprayed. And what I'm using are these little sheets, small pet aloe wipes. Yeah, I see it's recording backwards, but anyways, I've wiped her down. One thing that I don't do with any of my rabbits is I don't soak them down. I don't bathe them. This works. I mean, it's a little bit moist, but hoping I can get rid of some of those spots. Now, Shiloh is the daughter, and some of you might remember this, of Layla. Now Layla is my one of my lavender does. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful doe. And it was one that I had bred to Buster. Buster is my big New Zealand white boy. So anyways, we had sold some, and in the cage with Shiloh was Annie, her sister, and a beautiful, what I thought at the time was a chestnut buck. I thought it was a doe. So there was one morning I was out here and I'm brushing the three of them, and when I got to that chestnut buck, I found out he wasn't a girl. So I took him out of the cage, put him in a separate cage, and I didn't think I had any problems. I didn't think she was old enough. I didn't think her sister was old enough to have babies. Well, they had babies. She had babies. She had 9 beautiful, beautiful, beautiful babies. She had, let's see, 2 boys that are white, just like her. 2 girls that are white, just like her. She had 3 black ones, 1 little buck, and 2 black girls. She has a chestnut daughter. And she has got one that it's got the lavender. I'll show you in just a little bit. Anyways, what happened? Leanne and I came out to do night chores one night. And Leanna says, honey, this doe's got the hay smile. Well, what she calls the hay smile is when they start gathering up hay when they're making a nest. And I said, oh no. Now, at the time that she gave birth to those 9 beautiful, beautiful babies, she was just about 5 months to the day. 5 months old. Way too young to have babies. So I took Annie, put her in a cage, and set up a nest box in there for her, and just knowing she wasn't going to have a clue what to do. So I had come out a couple times that night. I think I was working. I think it was probably, I don't remember the day. I've got to record it, but it was either a Saturday night or my sweetheart, or a Wednesday morning, Tuesday night. Went out a couple times during the night, and, just to check on her. Well, when I came out early that following morning, she was in one of the corners. She had gathered a little bit of hay and put it there, and she was having babies. She had already had 2 or 3 of them. I don't remember now. All I know is I was checking on putting them in a nest box just as soon as I could. And I wasn't sure what was going to happen. They were small. Boy, are you shedding, sweetheart. So, anyways, checked on them throughout the day. That night, I wasn't sure if they had eaten. I said, you know what? I'll give them till tomorrow morning. They'll be fine. Well, that next morning, I kind of figured she had fed them. And she did an amazing job for about 2 weeks. Now, this girl typically would drink half a bottle, the 32-ounce bottles, like what you see right there. She would drink about half of that between morning feeding and our night check-in. Well, I came out that one morning, she hadn't drank a drop. It was completely full. Looked down in the rabbit tray, hardly any marbles whatsoever. She hadn't touched her grain. You're nibbling on me. Hey, no, don't nibble on my shirt. She's getting bored with me, I'm sure. Anyways, tried to bring her to the front of the cage, and there was definitely something wrong. Both in the front shoulders and the rear shoulders. I mean, she could just barely move. So I had gone down to the pharmacy, picked up syringes, because I have gone through this before as far as syringe feeding a rabbit. I've shared this before with Melania. Melania, when she gets shed, I have to poke the hay right to her to keep her flushed out. She's a hay eater anyways, but she has got plugged up because of the hair. And I think twice now. In fact, just a couple weeks ago, I thought I was going to have to, but she passed. She passed the marbles and the hair. Anyways, I brought the syringe out. I had Pedialyte, the unflavored Pedialyte, and she took a bunch of that morning. I also had some mixed vegetable baby food, and I got that into her, and she willingly took it. I hope I don't have to go through this again, but there's going to be somebody who's going to run into the same problem, and when I have that issue again, I will show you how I do it. It's really easy. I've done it, maybe 4 times now since we've had bunnies. And all 4 times, my rabbits have taken right to it. Number one, they're so thirsty. They're dehydrating. And willingly, they want to get those fluids in them. Melania, the very first time. Now, she was one that, she was not one of my friendly does. And when I had her on her backside and I brought that syringe up to her mouth, she grabbed onto it, and I was able to slowly squirt it in, and she took it so willingly. Well, this little girl, same thing. And I drenched her, the syringe, I'm going to say, probably 4 or 5 days. That, and just brushed her and made of her. So, knowing that she hadn't drank, knowing that she wasn't going to be making much milk, I got little bottle with little nipples, and I started bottle feeding her babies, 9 babies. I think they would have been about 2 weeks old. I think the first feeding I was able to get somewhere around a half a tablespoon into them, which, going by what I read in books and so on and so forth, that's about where they should have been. About a half a teaspoon, tablespoon. I think it was tablespoon. And what I was using is the kitten milk replacer. And it wasn't long that we were getting 2 tablespoons, and then I'd give them more if they would take it. These guys are beautiful, and I'll show you. And they are for sale now. They have been for sale for quite a while. I just haven't advertised them, my baby. Anyways, this rabbit here she so loved the attention that she was getting. The bottle feeding, the brushing, and her babies are the sweetest little babies. I mean, they just look for attention. So I wanted to share that with you. You know, there's going to be times that you're going to have an instance where a doe is going to go off her feed and she's not going to be drinking, and you've got to keep the fluids in these rabbits. They need those fluids. So another time, if I have a rabbit, maybe I'll even take a rabbit and like her, I know she knows how to do it. She takes a while. I don't know if she would do it where she's feeling good, and but at some point soon in one of my videos, I'm going to share how I do drench a rabbit that needs to be, because I think it's important knowledge for anybody who's got rabbits. Now, one other thing that I want to bring up before I show you these babies is we're going through some very, very uncertain times right now. And one thing, whether you're raising rabbits, sheep, goats, cows, horses, even your dogs and your cats, whatever it is that you've got for animals. I mean, you've got so many people telling you to be prepared. You know, a lot of the Homestead channels here are telling you, be prepared. Be prepared. You know, start canning, start dehydrating. Put stuff in your freezer. Be prepared for your family. But you know what? These animals need food too. These animals need food. They need water. Be prepared for these guys too. Now, I'm trying to stay somewhere around 3 or 4 months. Hey, Rex. You sweet boy. I'm trying to stay 3 or 4 months ahead on my grain. I'm going to be opening up my last bale of hay. I bought, I think, 10 bales of hay here back a while ago, back when the guy that I get it from was still baling hay. And I'm going to go down and get probably 20, 25 more bales, which will get me through till, I might even pick up more than that, to get me through till next hay season. The girl, you're a sweetheart. Be prepared. Stock up. You know, here in Maine, you know, I've got no more green grass well, I've got green grass, but I mean nothing enough to feed these guys. Not enough to feed my chickens, and if so, it would be like just a few days, because we could very well have snow here in the next couple days. We had snow yesterday morning, but I can't emphasize enough, be prepared. You know, if you can at least be a month ahead. If you can be 2 months ahead, that's better. If you can be 3 or 4 or even better than that, by all means, stock up a little bit. Don't go all hog wild. You know, don't go to the store and get all the, you know, buy them out, but stay ahead. You know, what Leanne and I will do is if one of us goes to Bangor, usually we'll pick up. I'm not feeding a lot of 18% because I've got nobody bred here. I've got an old boy that I'm feeding 18%, an old girl that I'm feeding 18%, and Melania's on 18%. I need to get some weight on her. none of my babies now are on 18%. So usually what we'll do is we'll pick up 2 or 3 bags of the 16% and 1 bag of 18%, just so that we have, and then a bag or 2 of the chicken feed to stay ahead. We're trying to be prepared. And then what I do is I use the oldest first. You know, I keep a rotation so that I know what the oldest grain that I've got was. So I just wanted to share that. I can't urge you enough to stay prepared. You know, if we go into a time where you can't get grain, you know I watched the video just the other day, and I'm not trying to sow fear into you people, but I am just trying to share these things could happen. You know, they're talking about this one pipeline coming through the grain belt, the corn belt, and forcing farmers to give up that land. You know, that can really put us into a tough situation. You know, a lot of the grain is being sold to Russia and China, and I don't get what's happening, but it's happening. So, give me just a few minutes, and I will show you some of these babies. Yeah, baby, you look a little bit better. Okay, so these are the 3 boys. There were 3 boys out of a litter of 9. Let's see if they come to me. Hey, baby boys. There's 2 white ones and a black one. Sweet boys. I just threw some hay into them, so that's what 2 of them are interested in. So these guys are for sale. Let's see. These guys were born August 15th. They are going to be small. They'd be like a mini Rex. Sweet bunnies. Okay, now I'll show you the girls. Hey, baby girls. Okay, now these girls love attention. So there's 2 white ones, 2 black ones, a chestnut, and then way in the back is one that her colors are so unique. She is just a gorgeous little girl. Hey, baby. Now this one here, this one took a lot of the Rex, this black one. She was comical on the feeding. She was one that I would go to twice to feed. If that milk wasn't warm enough for her, she would shut her mouth up and you couldn't get any more. So I'd have to warm up the kitten milk replacer, and then she'd take more. What I was trying to do is keep everybody getting the 2. Now there was some that would gladly take more. You guys are all filled up and you don't want to come visit me today? Hey. Hey, chestnut is usually right in the front. Usually when I'm sticking my hand in here. Hey, babies. Hey, babies. Of course, this is new for them on the camera. Hi, Bubba girl. Hey, baby girls. Let's see if I can get them to the front. Hey, babies. Hey, babies. Oh, yes. Hello. Hello. This little chestnut is a sweetie. Yes, hello, babies. Hello, babies. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. All right. Let's see if I can get you. Easy, honey. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. I got you. I got you. I got you. Let's see. This little girl is so sweet. When the sun is shining through her, on her, Leanna and I will say she's like sherbet, the colors. And you're not really seeing it while the sun's not really shining in here. Oh. Again, she has the Rex type fur. You sweet little girl. Yeah, you're sweet. Easy, baby. Easy, easy. It's okay. So I don't know what that thing is in front of me, Dad. Okay, okay. All right, I'll put you back with your sisters. Yeah, girl. Now they'll probably all come up to the front wanting to be pet. Let's see. Yeah. Snap the light on. There. Hey, babies. Yeah, this little chestnut is a sweetie. But anyways, for anybody watching and you live here in Maine or, even New Hampshire or, might be able to work out something as far as meeting somewhere and, if you're interested in these guys. Sweet bunnies, where they were bottle fed for 2.5 weeks, twice a day, a lot of time spent with them. Sweet baby bunnies. So friends, I want to thank you. Spending some time with me. Again, I do want to apologize for not being diligent about doing videos right now with the Garden Rabbitry channel. The ministry channel, I'm putting 9 videos on a week. We teach on Wednesday night and Sundays, and I've been doing a devotion each morning. For those that are interested, I'll leave the link down in the bottom so you can follow along with that. I know some of these videos are really speaking to some brothers and sisters' hearts, and that's what I feel I'm called to do, is to encourage and uplift other people, share the gospel message with people. So, I oftentimes thought of joining the 2 channels together and just making one channel. Those of you who have 2 or 3 channels, it can be tough, to keep up with the replying to different ones. But haven't gone that way. So, but anyways, I hope this was a blessing to you. If you're not interested, you got to see some beautiful rabbits. And again, I caution all of you: try to get prepared. Do for yourselves. You and your family. Stock up a little bit on some stuff. If you've never raised your own food, that would be something that I would highly encourage. Even if it's on a shelf, if you can plant some lettuce or spinach or something like that on a shelf. If you don't have, room to have a garden, you can do that. Even during the wintertime, you can grow some. I know they have those aero gardens where you can, it's a hydroponic type thing. Leanna and I have done that. I was hoping to have the greenhouse done this year. That didn't get done. But you know what? Next year's another year. Get that done next year and increase our growing season by a lot. Hopefully, if Leanna's health improves, she can get back into doing some of the cooking videos. She's been extremely tired. She's got a lot of issues that she's dealing with. So, anyways, I don't want to harp on problems that we have. Again, want to thank you so much for your support. Love you guys. God bless you.